All right, what is up, everybody? We're back, War Room, and we have a special guest today. So he is from Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey. He went to St. Joseph's. Oh, by the way, my name is Keith Corliss, the host, and it's my awesome
Wow.
co-host JMO.
I think we've officially made it as podcast, dude.
I
You
know we
forgot the
have, dude.
intro, but it's okay. We have a
Yep,
very
that's my
special guest
bad.
coming on.
So he's from St. Joseph Regional High School in New Jersey. He's a two-time NJ Gatorade Player of the Year. His senior year, he pitched to a 10-0 record with a 0.10 ERA. Yes, you heard that correct. He was ranked second in the nation, number one prospect in New Jersey, which earned him the 28th overall selection in the 2013 draft by the Cardinals, a 2.78 ERA, career ERA in the minors, and he earned that. By doing that, he earned it and made his major league debut in August 16th, 2020. Pitched to 5 games, 4 2/3, and a 1.93 ERA. Let's welcome Rob Kaminsky. What's up, Rob?
Yeah, hello.
Oh, yep. Sorry. So, Rob, you know what? We'll
My
kind of.
headphones are messed up. I'm like everything's delayed.
Okay. I got you. We'll try to hopefully solve that. But so have you been?
Good, man. Nice to be home, enjoying some time with the family, girlfriend during quarantine and whatnot. But
Awesome.
it's been good. No complaints. Just hope we figure out this COVID situation. Obviously,
For sure. Definitely affecting everybody. So we'll kind of just hop in straight to some of the questions that we have for you. So, obviously you were the 20th overall pick by the Cardinals in 2013. I believe you had committed to or were looking to go into the University of North Carolina. Obviously, that didn't happen. Can you kind of go into why you decided to forego college and go straight to the MLB draft?
yeah. Senior year was an interesting time for me, just career wise, because that's probably the biggest jump you make. Going from high school to pro ball was pretty eye opening, but regarding UNC, I mean, the place is beautiful. College is for some people for sure, and UNC is an unbelievable spot. But the stars kind of aligned on draft night, and just worked out. So to be frank with you, it was a pretty easy decision for me and my family. And I was lucky to have some good guidance from my advisor at the time, who's been my agent my whole career now, Casey Close. And I'm lucky to come from a family that was very supportive and offered good advice when it came down to this stuff. And we tried to get the best advice because it was the first time all of us had gone through it. Obviously, my parents didn't have brother played sports, but it was a different beast senior year for me. My sister was a great athlete as well, but she's different. But I was lucky to have them and my uncles and just good people around me. So the decision was pretty simple.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you talked about your family being there a lot for you, especially coming out of the draft, going straight from high school to the draft. Spent a few years in the minors. What was that like for you to finally get that call to the big leagues and finally put on that Cardinal uniform and kind of put that into perspective for yourself of like, I made it. What was that time like for you and your family?
It's, we talking about draft day or this past season?
This past season when
Yeah.
you made your big league
Yep.
debut.
Yeah, debut was it was weird with like COVID and everything, and you don't get to go to dinner. It's not like a typical debut where you go to dinner afterwards, celebrate, or drown your sorrows if you have a rough one. But I was lucky, throw first base strike. That was all I was thinking, and two strikes. And my family was home. A couple of my buddies went over to the house because we're taking this pretty serious, this COVID stuff, with the quarantine, and
Sure.
they all got together, watched that one inning best they can, like half inside, half outside, set up the TV, and everyone wore masks, obviously. But I'm lucky enough to have a video of it. My brother-in-law videoed it. Not like no one knew he was videoing it, so I was happy to see. My dad he's a big crybaby now. He's a Mr. Tough Guy, but he's soft as shit now. So he was they were more emotional than me. I mean, I hate to be the guy that says it's just another day in the office, but you have a job to do. You get out there, so you kind of forget how big the moment is. And I also think because there was no fans, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
It had like this whole season had like a summer ball vibe to it. Like guys loved it. Just like playing baseball, It's just I don't know. I played in front of a good amount of fans before, but never ever 30, 40,000. So I don't know what I would react like, but it was a
Um,
good experience.
so like you mentioned that there wasn't, fans, obviously. Did that kind of ease your nerves at least a little bit? So like,
Yeah, I mean you definitely have another lucky thing of mine was the bullpen in St. Louis was awesome. You have Andrew Miller there, to
yep,
kind of take. I knew him in Cleveland a little bit when I was in camp with him the year prior, so I knew him a little bit, and he was awesome. He took me under his wing, told me what to expect. Like, you might shit yourself when you get out there, but try to just calm your nerves and just remember you've done this your whole career. So he was awesome. The whole bullpen was awesome. I was super lucky to play a small role in helping them. So
that's awesome.
it was not to sound corny, but it was kind of like an honor to be around those guys.
No, for sure. Yeah. I mean, they're established big leaguers that have been very successful in their careers.
Yeah, you got Adam Wainwright and Yachty. It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Two living
exactly. Yeah,
legends.
you can't
You
go
can't
wrong.
get more legendary than that.
Exactly.
Waino's the nicest guy. Yachty's he's a sweetheart. Just like such a just good ass people, and want the best for each guy there in the team. And you see why they've had 15 years successful careers. No one really saying a bad word about them because
Yeah,
there's nothing bad to say. They treated me the same. They treated me a rookie with no big league time prior, same way they treat a 10-year vet, just with respect and wanting the best for him. I couldn't say a bad word about either of those guys.
that's awesome. Kind of like what you were saying, obviously those guys in the clubhouse, 15 years experience, and like in particular, the Cardinals have been, you know, they do a good job developing pitchers. Adam Wainwright, obviously Jack Flaherty, and all those type of guys. Kind of what did you learn all the way from draft day? And throughout the minors, and then when you came back, what did they kind of help you with in your development overall?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I would call my development more of Cleveland's doing because I
Okay.
was there just longer and I was more open to coaching. When you first get drafted, you think you have it all figured out. I was always coachable, but I wouldn't say I was the most open to coaching, if that makes sense. When I was 18, 19, and I was having success, so there wasn't much. They were great with like just get outs. Like they were great with not being like two hands on where they screwed me up. And once I got traded to Cleveland, I had a bunch of injuries. I'm sure you read about those.
Yeah.
You name it, I've heard it. So it's kind of Cleveland helped me get through that rehab. And
Sure.
Cleveland has the best developmental system in baseball. I mean, they're unbelievable what they do pitching wise. Between Bieber, Plesac, all those guys,
Kluber.
Karinchak, Cam, everybody. They traded for Kluber actually, but they did help is they figured him out.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Got him from Milwaukee,
Yep.
but he wasn't very good on Milwaukee, and then they helped him. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a special. Both organizations are really cool. So St. Louis is a little more old school, but they've also had success. Their whole existence. Cleveland didn't, so Cleveland kind of had to switch something up.
Exactly.
They're super bought into advanced analytics, and that's kind of where I'm at now. So I've learned a bunch from both organizations, but Cleveland's top notch, St. Louis is top notch, and I was lucky as lucky can get when it comes to being with two pitching organizations.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with all the guys that they are able to develop and produce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Rob, we'll get into a little bit of your time going from St. Louis to Cleveland in a minute, but you touched a little bit upon analytics just now too. Are with the amount of information that's available for pitchers, hitters, whoever it may be, there is still the game to be played outside of the numbers. Are you do you really dive into those analytics, or are you more of a feel guy, or is it a healthy mix of both, do you think?
Um, I think if you had to choose one, I would definitely go with the analytics side. I'm a big fan of science and objective data and reason and logic instead of emotions because they could change by the second. But I think there's both sides to the coin. I mean, you gotta somewhat understand baseball, but I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, he never played in the big leagues. I'm not gonna listen to him. Like that's just the most short-sighted, plain stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. And a lot of guys treat minor leaguers treat people like that. Like, how the hell is he coaching? He never played in the big leagues. Like, it's the dumbest thing I've heard in my life. Like, if he can help you and he brings objective data and reason to the table, you're an idiot not to give him a seat. But I think I like the way the game's going. Let's put it that way. I'm not one of those old school, bunt kind of guys. Like, guys like, hit home runs, man. You get strikeouts. That's what I'm working on. I need to get more strikeouts, or my ass will be out of baseball. So I got to figure that out. Just got to be realistic.
Yeah, for
Fair,
sure. I mean,
fair.
Adapt or
definitely.
die. That's the saying.
That's
What
very
was it?
true. Adapt or die.
Oh yeah, that's that for sure, and that's definitely the way the game's moving.
Actually, that's in every business. I don't know what you guys do. I know someone said they're in school and messaging, but I mean, you got to figure it out. I mean, times are changing. You don't change with the times, you're left in the dust.
For sure, for
I
sure.
think drive line. You got a drive line.
Drive line? Yeah.
Yeah, drive lines. I mean, that Kyle Bodie will be a Hall of Famer. Trevor, I had a good opportunity to talk to Bauer a bunch in Cleveland, and we've kept in touch since. So he helped me last offseason a bunch. I'll be reaching out to him, maybe
Um,
this week just to get some advice.
Looking at like I've been following. I don't know if you have like like the YouTube channel by Trevor Bauer, like the Momentum. Um,
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
yeah, it's great. He was looking at it and he was saying, I think he spends like an absurd amount of money on like analytics to keep his body right, and like he just like his whole team knows when something's up, so it's like he kind of knows when he's fatigued, so he takes breaks like that, and it's just like
It
so
makes you
important.
exactly. You know when you have to make a change. Like everyone knows when they have to make a change, but with analytics, it just gives you how to make the change, and it
Yeah,
can
for
save
sure.
you instead of making the change 9 innings in, you can make the change 6 innings in. It's such an advantage to learn and understand that. And that's what I'm diving into now, and I have a lot of good people helping me out in the analytics departments. You build relationships over 8 years in pro ball, so I'm lucky to have guys on every different teams helping me out.
Yeah, for sure.
I learned a bunch for Cleveland over there. They're super advanced. They're arguably the most advanced. Probably the Dodgers, Astros, Indians, Rays are the most advanced. And there's good people in every org.
For sure, for sure.
Every good org, I should say. I'm sure there's some that are stuck in the 70s.
Yeah. um, so kind of what you discussed, you were drafted by the Cardinals, traded like, midway through, after a few years to the Indians, and then came back to the Cardinals. Kind of, we never had a guest on that kind of experienced a trade per se. Can you kind of go into like kind of what that's like and like the process?
Yeah, for sure. Feels like it was yesterday. Jeez, 2015 at the deadline. We were in um, we were in playing the Brewers in the High A League in Florida. My second year and having really good year.
Mm-hmm.
And I pitched, I believe, that night or the day before, and we're on the bus to the other side of Florida to play another road series. And it was like 11 o'clock at night, and 2 hours prior, Matt Holliday got hurt in left field for St. Louis. I think his ankle or his knee or something. So everyone's like they were making a playoff push. Like, oh shit, someone's getting traded. But I was 19. I was 20. I was like, I don't even know. I didn't know what fucking how the trades work and stuff. And then I see my phone light up at like 11:30 midnight on the bus, and it was someone with St. Louis, and they said, "Hey, you've been traded." I'm like, "Oh God, like, where am I going?" He was going to Cleveland tomorrow morning. You're meeting their high A team on the road. I'm like, "Oh, this is a disaster." Like, I was just getting comfortable here. I thought I was making the big leagues as soon as possible. But let me tell you, that was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. And believe that, I mean, I know you. I'm assuming you're a Yankee fan. You got a Yankee thing behind you.
Yep, big Yankee fan.
The first person I told was Voight. He
Luke
was
Voigt.
on the Voight. That's my boy. Yeah, Boyer. He was on the seat in front of me. And I'll never forget. I'm like, dude, I just got traded. He goes, what? And like the whole bus then obviously found out. Managers came back and told me.
Damn.
You go, damn, pretty cutthroat. But yeah, it's a funny story now when I tell Yankee fans that because his boy was the first person to know his trade.
That is crazy, yeah. And he's really come a long way as well.
Yeah, he's a guy that analytics helped him a bunch to get traded. and he hits the ball hard and figure out launch angle. And now look at him, he's one of the best hitters in baseball.
For sure, yeah.
And he's got the
Easily.
best fantasy team I've ever seen in my life.
Oh man, I need some pointers on my fantasy team. I think we're 1-5. It's terrible. Real tough year.
No, I'm 4-3 in my big league.
It's not bad.
But God, no, 4. Yeah, it's week 7 just now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just lost 4-3. Voigt's 6-1. He's got the best team in the league. No good.
So
Yeah.
we talked about getting traded, and you touched on your injuries and stuff that you had in the minors. What in your mind was the biggest obstacle to kind of overcome playing in minor league baseball to get to where you are in the major leagues right now?
Yeah. Well, the minor leagues it's tough. Like it's not. I know every job is tough, obviously, but I was fortunate. Like I got taken care of out of the draft. But for guys that didn't, it was like the money you get in the minor leagues is so disrespectful. And I mean, I think I was making like $800 every 2 weeks post taxes or something. And it was like, how the hell you live with this? Like, try to help guys out, obviously. But the minor leagues, everyone throws around the grind word. Like, everything's a grind. But I know a lot of guys, like big leaguers, will say, "Oh, you don't like it, you play better." But it's like, this is the 1960s, man. Like, everyone should be getting a livable wage. You're a damn professional athlete. I don't care if you're low A or high A.
Yeah.
Technically a professional athlete. Get treated like one. Get minimum wage at least.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's one of the.
Yeah, I mean, the cool thing about the minor leagues, it's not all shady. I mean, you travel around the country, some interesting parts. You meet a lot of cool people. I've met a lot of good, guys from Latin America, and guys from all over the world. So I broadened my horizons a bunch. I'm probably the first Jewish kid a lot of people have met. So I mean, I have that pressure on me, which was awesome. I know for a fact I was the first Jewish kid some of the Latin guys I've ever met. They didn't even know what a Jewish kid was, a Jew was. But that was cool, explaining all that stuff to them. It's just been it's been a fun ride. I wouldn't change much. But the biggest obstacle, I mean, besides just the minor league lifestyle as a whole, I mean, rehab is brutal. It's the last place you want to be in pro baseball is rehab at their spring training facility. I tore my elbow. I didn't get surgery. Every newspaper said I had surgery. I didn't get surgery. Our own announcer this year said I had surgery. I must have made it in like one like media book, and now that's just the one they read from.
I was gonna say, where are they finding this information from?
They said it in Cleveland. In Cleveland, 2018 spring training, they said it. I DM'd the guy and said, "Hey, just so you know, I didn't get surgery. Like, what do you say you take that down?" And he did take it down, but I guess it was too late. Because this year, during my debut, they said, "Oh, you had elbow reconstructive surgery." It's like, no, I didn't. But I mean, pretty. My family gets more worked up about it. I don't really care what other people think. But yeah, going through that, I rehabbed all of 2017, 7 months. Came back to spring training the next year. Felt good. Tore my abdomen in spring training doing a broad jump. So I'm like, oh, fuck, this sucks. And then rehab for 2.5 more months. So I was in AZ for like almost 10 months. Beautiful place, but not when you're rehab, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Summers in AZ are not the best place to be. It was 120 degrees almost.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
But as corny as it sounds, it made me a much better player, person, whatever. And now we're here, so.
Yeah. One of the things you kind of like touched upon the grind itself, but do you have any like kind of crazy only minor league stories type of thing? Like anything just like crazy that weird?
None that I can't go to the grave with.
Okay.
Fair enough. I gotta go to the grave with. I'll try to think of even a rated R one for you.
Okay.
I mean, just the stupid shit, like the bus rides, like those are the worst things ever. Like it's just our worst ride was probably, I want to say it was like 15 hours to New Hampshire from Akron.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
So whoever made those leagues up, like, I don't know what they were drinking that night, but they had a team in Ohio and New Hampshire, and then Maine. They did it
God.
That's
from
like
Maine, so we had to go from Maine to Akron.
that's
I think it
wild.
was 16 hours. Don't quote me on that, but we got normal buses.
Yeah,
It
of
wasn't like
course.
in triple A. That was in double A. In triple A, you get a thing called a sleeper bus.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, did you ever hear of a sleeper bus?
I
Mhm.
think so, but can you go into detail what it actually is?
You literally sleep on the bus. It's like 15 beds on each bus.
Oh,
It's like what rock bands use like for their travel. Like it's
Oh,
great. You can sleep through the night. Like it's money. So you don't mind bus rides and trips. But double A, we had two normal buses. So it was, I mean, you just feel like shit afterwards, and you always felt like you were gonna pitch the second you got off the bus, obviously.
yeah, it's crazy because then
And you wasted one of your 2 off days.
exactly you go 15 hours or whatever, and you got to wake up and go play a ball game. Like that's like it's insane.
Yeah, it's luckily we only did that once or twice, but the average ride was probably 6 7 hours, which is a chip shot now.
Yeah,
But you
looking back
make a
on it.
lot of good memories. But during it, you don't realize like you just want to pitch, and then years later, this was 2 3 years ago for me. Now it's like you make a lot of good memories. You get to know people when you're on a bus for damn 16 straight
For
hours.
sure, yeah, for
I
sure.
made some lifelong friends. I made some lifelong friends. So I got no complaints.
Awesome. So this was a big year for you, obviously, baseball wise. You made your debut. You got over the hump. You did pretty well, obviously, with the 1.93 ERA. Um, Kind of what are your expectations going into next season? Hopefully, COVID, at least the MLB has a plan to, solve that a little more clear cut coming in. You have a full 162, or I don't know if it might be that, but, at least more than 60 games. Like, what is your kind of expectation going in?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to expect with COVID. I doubt there's like a normal season next year just because our country decided to just, hang up the spikes trying to fight this thing. We just kind of got bored, so they thought the virus would leave half the country. But we got the most cases I saw this morning watching the news. It's like sooner or later we should probably start taking this a little more serious. But that's for another topic.
Mm.
But expectations for me, I mean, I want to get to camp with a team that needs a lefty or wants a lefty and earn my spot. I want to break with camp. I want to break with the team, and I know what I need to do to get back to the big leagues and stay there. So, I think I could help the team win. I think I need to get my velo back down like 2 miles an hour up in the bigs, and keep developing my my curveball or slider, whatever you want to call it. And as everyone on earth, he's trying to throw more strikes.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
it was good. It was good to get my feet wet. It was good to calm the nerves, and trying to get back out there.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like you got over the hump. You made it. You know what it's like.
Yeah, it's definitely was a little hump or whatever you want to call it. It was in the back of my head. Like, damn, I gotta make that big league ASAP. But there was numerous times where I was very close, and I was lucky enough. St. Louis gave me a shot this year, and
Yep.
tried to make the most of it, and see what's in store next year.
Absolutely, man. I think you made a really good impression, especially within the limited time. Like you said, pitching to a 1.93 in the bigs is not easy to do. Let me tell you, God. But
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was a good experience. Something to build
abs-
off. That's about it.
absolutely. And then with the season winding down, we got Game 6 tonight. Any predictions coming into Game 6?
I mean, I don't know if I should say this publicly, but I want the Dodgers to win just because I grew up loving Kershaw. Like he's the goat in my like he's like a man amongst boys. But the Rays are fun to watch. I mean, both teams are fun as hell to watch. Two best teams in baseball. It's kind of how it should be. I wish we were in it. Obviously, St. Louis, but
Yep.
for viewing purposes, this is I think it's great for baseball as a whole. It's got a lot of fun players. Watching Glasnow pitch, guys like that, and you have legends in Kershaw, so it's fun. Justin Turner, Seager, Bellinger, you name it. That line of 1 through 9 could hit.
It's ridiculous.
But I think the Dodgers are going to win. I don't know if they win tonight, but I think they're going to win. With Bueller, I mean, no one's going to hit Bueller.
I agree. I think the Dodgers take it.
I agree too. I just think that they're too talented
It
as
would
a
be cool to
pitching
see
staff.
Kershaw pitch out of the bullpen tomorrow.
It would be.
Yeah,
It would be
yeah,
kind of.
right.
He's finally slowed down
Because
all
I
the
mean, he gets
rumors.
such a bad rap. He gets such a bad rap. It's like
I know.
it's the dumbest thing ever.
I agree.
He's got like that LeBron syndrome. Like people think, oh, LeBron sucks, and like he lost however many titles. It's like he's the GOAT, man. Like, come on.
I know.
The
It's
tables
insane
have
to me.
turned. It's not an argument.
Yeah.
LeBron's he's the king, man. He's the best athlete of all time.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean.
But you should see the arguments we've had in the bullpen with that.
Oh yeah.
Numerous times, like throughout the years, where like there would legit almost be a fist fight between me and like a Jordan fanatic.
Jesus.
I'm sure.
Like that.
It always gets
Because no
heated.
one hates Jordan. I don't hate Jordan. He's 1A, you know. He's 1B. But people hate LeBron, and it's just so stupid to me.
Got his 4th ring.
Like, how do you hate the guy? He's the closest thing to a fucking superhero of all time. Like on and off the court, he's just a super. He's the GOAT. Pardon my French, man. I told you guys I cursed a little bit.
No, you're good. It's all
That's
right.
all right.
What do you
Don't
guys?
worry.
You a Rutgers guy? Which one's a Rutgers kid?
That's
me.
Keith.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know cursing, man. You know cursing.
No, yeah. It's
So
all
where do you
good.
go to school now? John, where do you go?
I graduated from Endicott College. It's a small liberal arts school up on the North Shore of Mass this spring.
I knew a kid that went to Endicott. They're going to jail.
No way. That's kind of funny.
Bro, do you remember? I think it was Endicott. He played. Do you have a hockey team?
Yeah.
He played hockey there. It was a buddy of mine in high school. He went there. You ever hear of the knockout game?
Knockout game.
Yeah, I know
It
that.
was
Yeah.
big at Endicott.
Oh,
And he broke a kid's jaw and ended up going to jail.
I think
John, I think I've heard of this.
I think this might have because Keith went to Endicott too freshman year.
That's how we met each other. Yeah, and I transferred to Rutgers.
Oh,
that might have
why
been
did you transfer from there to the Rut?
What's up?
This kid was like a year or two older than me, so I don't know if you guys know him.
Oh damn.
I'm not saying any names.
I think.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I think there was.
I think there was something
It
else.
was all
that
over the
happened.
news. You guys
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
hear it.
Then that definitely was it, JMO.
Yeah, it had to have been. I think it might have happened again our freshman year too. To be completely
Something
honest,
happened. Yeah, I don't know.
Somebody got kicked out of school that was on the hockey team our freshman year for doing something dumb. Like it might have been that. It might have been a repercussion of that. To be completely honest.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
could have been.
All right,
It's a
Rob.
small
So
world.
we talked about some baseball. We're gonna get into some lighthearted questions as unfortunately our Zoom time I'm seeing is dwindling. So one of the things that we have 2 questions for you, and we've been trying to keep tally. So are you a Team Rawlings or Team Wilson guy?
I've been with Rawlings all career. They've been great to me, so that's easy.
All right,
I'm
Rawlings takes the lead 5-2.
I'm Rawlings till they were to drop me, but they make the best gloves.
Fair.
Gotcha.
And then another one that can be sometimes hotly debated. Are you a fan of Mexican food?
Yeah, I eat Chipotle like 5 times a week.
There it is again.
There we go. Bingo. Chipotle's taking a
Chipotle's-
huge lead. Keith.
Chipotle is the most consistent restaurant of all time.
There we go. Keith's a big Doba guy, and I'm telling him he's wrong, and he won't admit that he's wrong.
Qdoba?
Yeah.
I like Qdoba. It's not bad.
Dude, what? You ever have Moe's?
Like a few times, yeah. But I definitely
Moe's is pretty
prefer
good.
Chipotle and Qdoba.
Yeah, I mean, Chipotle is just. I'll probably get it 5 days a week. No, during the season, I legit get it probably 5 days a week.
Jeez.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah, so
This year
Chipotle
was more because we couldn't leave our hotel, so I would just order Chipotle every day.
Yeah. It kind of, I guess, like when you're saying during the season, obviously with the time, with playing baseball, you're traveling a lot. Like you said, going to different cities, meeting a bunch of cool people. Where is the best place that you've eaten on the road?
Best place I've eaten on the road. Oof. This year in Chicago. This year, I don't even know the name of the damn restaurant. Some Italian steakhouse, and it was great because I didn't pay for it. So
It's
it's even
free.
better.
Makes the food
Yeah,
taste
not
better.
the name drop. But Wainwright picked up the tab for like 10 of us
What
while
a
we were
guy.
at the hotel. And he knew the restaurant. He played there 5,000 times.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He's been in the big league since I don't even know when. I think 04, like something
yeah.
crazy.
03,
But
04, something like
he
that.
texted a bunch of us and said, "Hey, like, what do you guys want? Like, check out this menu and then send us the link." And we can't like hang out in the city. Like, we can't all go to like a restaurant, obviously on the road. So we just went to his room, picked up the food, and went back to our rooms. But I mean, that was some of the best Italian food I've ever had in my life.
That's crazy. Wainwright.
Not no good Italian in Jersey, man. Yeah, I'm telling you, Wainwright's like he's just like the epitome of like the greatest person ever.
That's awesome.
He's awesome.
One of the questions we also have is kind of who do you take your game after? Who would you compare yourself to? If you had to choose anyone.
Damn, I've changed. Like I said, growing up, I loved Kershaw. I emulated him in everything I did. But I mean, there's so many good lefties that I would try to be like, and I love watching Will Smith pitch, lefty. I mean, Andrew Miller, getting to see him pitch was just like the coolest thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And just knowing him, he's just such a good dude. But I mean, and what Andrew Miller did in 2016, I think, when he came out of the bullpen with Cleveland in the World Series and stuff, that's probably the best run of all time for a reliever.
Yeah, he was fresh off the trade of the Yankees. 16, I think.
He was traded for Clint.
Yep, Frazier.
And, he was traded halfway through the year, and then and Ben Heller. Don't forget Ben Heller, man.
Yep.
JP Horizon too. They're all four big leaguers. It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. That's crazy.
And Rob,
that's final a rare trade where everyone involved was a leaguer.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone contributed.
Worked out for everybody. Got a title to Cleveland. The Yankees they're the Yankees.
Well, they didn't get a title. They almost got a title.
No, yeah, Cubs
lost in the World Series.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Cubbies. I forgot. There was one of our roommates or friends. He was going bananas with the Cubs win. Yeah. God.
Yeah, that was nuts. What a crazy series.
Yeah. And our last question: what is your favorite sports movie of all time? Doesn't have to be baseball related, but your favorite one of all time.
Sports movie? Oh gosh. Probably. I mean, Remember the Titans is classic.
All-time classic. Yep.
God damn. Start saying something. I'll tell you.
Sandlot.
Start listing a couple. I'm trying. Wow, Sandlot obviously was good.
Sandlot,
Remember the Titans.
Rookie of the Year. I'm just gonna go.
Those are more baseball related though.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams, of course.
God.
Trying to think of some basketball ones.
Space Jam.
Oh, Rudy obviously saw Space Jam.
Yeah, I was gonna
Can't
say
wait
Rudy.
to see Space Jam with LeBron.
Yeah.
There's some good ones, man.
There are.
But you can put me down as Remember the Titans. I used to love that movie growing up.
Of course. It's an all-time classic.
Absolutely. I still love that movie. I still love watching it. It's a great flick. Gosh. Well, Rob, I think that does it for our time here today. Thank you for coming on, man. We really appreciate you, Rob. Much appreciated. Time out here today to come on and speak with us here at the War Room.
And anything for the Rutgers guy, man.
Yes,
that's
sir.
what we were saying too.
I'm a Rutgers guy, man. I root for Rutgers now. One of my buddies is the running backs coach now.
Oh yeah,
and it's just good to see the state school do well, man.
Big W this past weekend. Want to know?
Yeah, it was great. Finally.
Yeah,
miracle.
And guys on YouTube and Spotify, give us a follow, like the podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode. Peace.